Oh, hey there. What's up? So, today I wanted to just rate some movies and cartoons, I guess. Specifically cartoons and shows I like at any time of my life. So it could be a completely old one or a brand new one, and if I watched it, it's going to get in. Yeah. So let's think about the first cartoon to rate. Shan't we? Yes, we shall. But before that, I'm quickly gonna advertise my little stream right here. There we go. So, the first show we are gonna take a look at and rate is one that many, and I mean probably many, of you people in the internet know and love. It is none other than... Oh yeah, that's a good one. Okay, actually, it's the Amazing Digital Circus. I'm curious how many of you actually watched that. Blah, blah. So let's take the Amazing Digital Circus. Oops. Fuck. There. Okay, now. Open. You fucking kidding me? Yeah, this is slightly annoying right now. Blah. Oh, I see. Weird. A person just joined. How do I import stuff? Import. Excuse me real quick. How to import stuff into Paint. Blah. There. File. No. I know this worked at some point. Oh, hi, Lucas. Okay, which button is the insert? Fuck. The hell is this? Ah, the brush. Yeah. Do you know how to import stuff into MS Paint? Because I don't. Holy shit, this is annoying. You're kidding me? Fucking hell. Okay. Change in plan. Yeah. We're gonna do this shit here instead. Since this thing is actually reliable. Anyways, let's start writing shows. The Amazing Digital Circus. To be fair, those are like only 4 episodes out, which is almost a half, so... Like, the first 2 episodes were pretty good. And the 2 episodes afterwards were really, really, really great. It's definitely not one of my favorites though. So, let's gonna put this in A tier. It's a fantastic show and all, but definitely none of my absolute favorites of all time. By the way, if you ever got any suggestion for what series I should add, you can ask. You can always ask for special wishes. Oh, how about a show I haven't particularly watched in a while now? Well, some of you may know it. I gotta get a picture of it though. So, please excuse me. There. The next show I'm going to rate will be Dead End Paranormal Park. I haven't watched this show since a while now. And it's a fantastic show about an autistic girl and a trans guy with a magical dog who can talk. Okay, The Owl House After Dead End. It's a fantastic show. By the way, all of the shows are not flawless, obviously. Also, due to me not having watched it since a while, it's probably not the most accurate decision, but I did like the Angels, so let's put it in A tier. Okay. The wish was The Owl House. Honestly, this one is going to be very biased. But first, let me get a picture of it. I think this one will be the most biased one in the... Okay, all of them are biased. What am I saying? So, The Owl House. It's a adorable show. Interesting characters. Some abandoned plot lines, I'm gonna tell you that. And definitely flawed. Especially due to Disney cutting it. But like, from what we've got, it was a really, really great show. But like, it's not the show it was intended to be, I guess, like towards the end, because Disney cut. So I am also gonna put it in A tier. And trust me, I considered putting it in S tier. So next one is... Ooh, that's a fantastic one. Dun, dun, dun. A super adorable show about magic and friendship with a horse. Kind of sounds like My Little Pony, but no. The show gets really dark towards the second season, and I absolutely love it for it. It's literally about that it's okay being flawed, if I remember correctly. There's a whole song about it. And damn, it's a musical. And just an awesome one at that. So, I think we got our first S tier of the day. Well, I guess night for me, but still. Center World is a totally S tier. Okay. You can always give wishes for specific shows you all wanna see me rating, you know. But for now... Okay. Let's move on to the next show. Because I think a lot of you have seen this one. And quite frankly, it goes straight up to S tier. Phineas and Ferb is just one of the best shows ever made. There's no competition. And no, I'm not swapping those, I can't. This is IBIS and not the actual tier list maker. What? Let's think of a few other shows. Center World totally deserves that tier. I agree. It's one of my all-time favorite shows. Always open for more shows you want me to see rating, by the way. Because the next one is one of the most well-known shows ever. For those who don't know, it's our favorite American family on TV, The Simpsons. I mean, who doesn't know them? And quite frankly, as much as I liked it as a kid, it's not really that great of a show. It's still a good show, don't get me wrong, but like, we already had some bangers in here, and like, yeah, it has some issues. The biggest being it's way too long. Yeah. So, the next show. Let me think of one. Oh. No clue how many of you know this show. But I hope a fair amount. The next show you definitely should not watch if you're under 18. That counts also for no other show on here yet. Vox Machina. Definitely a show that's bad for people who are bad with violence. But it's fantastic and literally based on a D&D thing. And I think it's one of the best shows ever created. So, yeah. My bias is showing, isn't it? Actually, no, I don't think it is. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, and since we have the Owl House, we can't forget its older sibling. Older because I think it was pitched before the Owl House. It's Amphibia. By the way, I'm trying to avoid showing fan art here because I'd feel bad not crediting the artist. If, yeah, you know. And quite frankly, it's about the same level as the Owl House, but a bit longer. Very much longer. It has interesting characters and shit. It's also pretty magical and all. I've just got done watching with the mushroom episode. So this is basically just review of season 1. Maybe I'll do such a tier list again when I watch the full show. Anyways, it's a great show and I think it deserves the spot next to the Owl House and Vox Machina and Dead End and Amazing Digital Circus. Okay, we are on a roll, ain't we? So, what's another great show that's very beloved, which those shows were probably partially inspired by? Of course, I'm talking about our fan favorite, Gravity Falls. And I swear those images are so fucking little resolution, I don't really like that. Anyways, it's a great show. I love the characters and pretty much everything about it, and it was a huge part of my childhood, like Phineas and Ferb. So those two are getting next to each other. Ooh, I know a show that not a lot of you people would have ever seen. This, by the way, only about shows I watched, so you can give your recommendations and stuff. I might watch them later on, but I won't rate them. Anyways, this one. I absolutely loved it as a child. It was so adorable, so silly. Like, we have that guy, I think his name was... hold on. Okay, we have the knight whose name was are you fucking kidding me? Literally out of the names here. Prince Alexander. The guy next to him was called Agent Jean. What is the fairy called again? Oh, hold on. Not this one. Okay, Twinkle. Her name was Twinkle. And that's the pirate with the same name as me, Ruby. And like, this one is pure nostalgia, don't get me wrong, but like, it was a huge part of my childhood, so... I loved the show as a kid so much. Anyways, moving on. Okay. This one. That show is probably very well known. Star Wars The Clone Wars. One of the best Star Wars media ever made, so the placement should be clear as day. Bam. How about your newer show? A show probably not many of you know. I doubt any of you actually know this show. It's called Deep State. It's on YouTube. It's fantastic. I recommend give it a watch by Woolly Might. It's a weird and confusing show, but I enjoyed it so far, so it definitely fits up there. And if we are already by weird shows, let's go with Inside Job. A show that was fantastic, but got cancelled way too quickly. And quite frankly, personally, I want it back so badly. I think that's one of the reasons why I love Deep State so much, because it's basically a weirder version of Inside Job. Genuinely, give it a watch. It's fantastic. And you see, that's some awesome shows. I'm still open for suggestions and stuff. Anyways, I know I said cartoons, but like the next show isn't particularly a cartoon or in anything near it, but it's just so great and a show I love watching. The Fallout show. Definitely a 10 out of 10, although, yeah, it's gonna go into S tier. I'm heavily biased though, since I really like Fallout as is. Let's go to a show which is more controversial for some reason. Like yeah, I know the creator isn't particularly loved, but also not hated. And I won't get anything into the drama behind the scenes, but like the show itself, if you just give it a watch, it's pretty good. It has a lot of flaws, really a ton of flaws, and stupid criticism sometimes. But I love it. Why I love it? I have absolutely no idea. It's absolutely cringe, but I love it. It's Hazbin Hotel. Which I'm split. It's a good show, but it has so many flaws that you could point out, which I won't do. But the music is the highlight of the show. Similar to Center World, although I think I'm gonna lower it down to B tier. Just because like there's a lot to be wished from that one season. I know it's basically just Amazon's fault, but still. It's a solid B tier. And how about we'll get to some shows like Deep State, which haven't fully released yet, and are but pilots. We're gonna start with one of my absolute favorites of the pilots, which is none other than Port by the Sea. And how much I love this show. Only a pilot episode yet, but damn. I loved it so much. And I'm pretty sure Ankle will be a bigger role later on. Also, it's one of the few shows I actually had got in contact with its creators, which is pretty neat. So I just have it to put it in S tier. I just love it. And the creator is really cool. Okay, how about this one? Many of you probably also know this. It's Lackadaisy. Fantastic, I enjoyed it a ton. And by the way, you will see here a heavy bias towards indie shows, since I absolutely adore indie shows. Let's do a third indie show and then let's take a break of pilot episodes. Pretty Please, I Don't Wanna Be a Magic Girl is such a unique and silly show. I loved it. It was great. And like I said, heavy bias towards these kind of shows. And I see the Astro is almost filled up. That's because I don't watch shitty shows. Anyways, let's take a short break from pilot episodes, and like, if you got any wishes, you can give them to me. And let's see if I'll take them. Star Against the Forces of Evil is a good show, but like, the ending was pretty meh. I'm gonna put it next to Aspen Hotel. I don't think it deserves to be any lower, but also not any higher up. Okay, what's another show I've watched? Ooh. Haven't watched that show in a while, but it was fantastic. So weird, fantastic, and probably one of the most unique shows I've ever watched. Tipo and the Age of Wonder Beasts. Some people may know it. Really cutesy, really fun. Dave is one of my absolute favorite characters in there. Such a silly and stupid concept. And it was really good. Such a great ending. I loved it. It had some of the greatest character development I've ever seen in a cartoon. Okay, let's get to another pilot episode of an indie animation studio. This pilot is called Me and My Genie. And like, if you like some weird stuff, then check any of these shows out. But this one is like, sometimes it made me feel weird in a negative sense. But still, all the love and luck to the creator really draws. That counts for almost all of these. Yeah. Anyways, this is a fantastic show. I would recommend not everybody, but like, if you like some shows, yeah, I'm gonna just put it down to B tier. The animation is something I like though. Although I don't have a lot of things about animation. Anyways, how about Dungeons Flippers next up? Also a good pilot episode, but like, I personally didn't really like the musical numbers in it. It was silly fun and all, but yeah. I'm gonna put it next to Inside Job. It doesn't deserve to be any... it fits perfectly there. And since we already had a show by Vivzy Pop, let's put her other show in as well, shan't we? Like I said, I'm gonna take special wishes. Hello, boss. So, it's a lot better than Has-Been Hotel in my opinion, although it basically got from a silly show about assassins killing people in the world to a dramatic musicals with a ton of emotions and shit. So I'm gonna put it. So I probably should split it in season 1 and 2 with a few of these shows. For example, Star Against the Forces of Evil I should have split, but like, this itself, yeah, it's gonna go into A tier. Not perfect, but also not the worst on the list. I am thinking right now about shows that... Oh, I know one. A show that has more issues and more unhinged shit than any other one on here. A show so fucked up that a lot of you would probably I know a lot of people who dislike it, but like personally I like it. It's kind of bashes everyone. It's like it just hates everyone, but it also loves everyone. It's a weird show. A South Park. It's also pretty well known. I like it a lot. It's gonna be S tier because personal reasons. It literally brought me through some really dark times. It's a comfort show of mine. And as the S tier is getting really split, I guess I'm a quite positive person. That's a joke. Anyways, let's get some other shows in, shan't we? Oh, I know this one. Probably a lot of you know this one. A show that was at the beginning pretty average but just got worse, miraculous. Also, it's about superheroes, which doesn't help. I don't particularly like superhero stuff. D tier. Because I don't like superheroes all that much. And it just became worse with every episode. Yeah, okay. Let's pick out another pilot episode. One so gruesome, I'm definitely not allowed to show any clips, and I just don't wanna. It's very painful. Pain girl. Its intro slaps though, I love it. It's very interesting, very fun. It's reminiscent of pretty old shows animation style-wise. It reminds of the Powerpuff Girls and Friday Night Funkin'. That's not the best show, but definitely some minutes of joy to be had. And a lot of blood. I love the jokes though, it's very silly. So let's just put it in C tier. As much as I love it. It's next to The Simpsons. Which doesn't mean a lot, I still love The Simpsons. How about this pilot episode? About three little street rats living in the streets of ramshackles, living on thievery and shit. It's really fun. I recommend. It's by CDC. I'm sorry if I don't name all the pilot episodes. People, mostly because I forget. But hey, it's fun and all. But like, yeah, let's put it up there. Which is pretty high up. Let's take some Wild West ones. First of all, we have Cliffside. Same creator as Murder Drones, I've heard, and I know. Haven't watched Murder Drones yet, but I plan to. Anyways, Cliffside gets down here because as much as I like the character design, it wasn't particularly that engaging to me. Still good though. And I said Wild West, like some Wild West, didn't I? Okay, guess I have to put another one in. Long Gone Gulch. Interesting, very silly. I liked it. It's probably up there on C tier with Pain Girl. Some of you probably hate me for that, but like, it's my subjective opinion. If you don't like it, make your own tier list. The next one is a show it's fun. Hold up, I have desktop audio off. I literally can listen to music while doing that. Which means you're gonna which means you're gonna hear me hum a little bit. Oh, I love the song. Alright, I was making a tier list. Cameraman. I do not like superheroes all that much, but it's so silly. It's basically following the adventures of the superhero cameraman, like the person who films the superheroes, which is such a fun concept and it's genuinely fun. That's gonna get down here just because I don't like superheroes. Otherwise than that, it's fantastic. That one's a masterpiece. The next one. Also for the song I'm listening to, it's My Frankenstein from Dead End. This one, The Art of Murder. This one is awesome. Every single character is a parody of some pop culture. For example, I think Sasuke or something was his name. Is a parody of Naruto or something. The girl here, I forgot her name, but she's fun. She's obviously a parody of Finn from Adventure Time. Giorgio basically is a Turney parody, I think. I think she was a parody of Snow White. Or of that one girl probably from that girl from Kiss the Frog. And then we have OC. It was fantastic. That one deserves S tier. Probably the most of all of the shows here. Frankenstein. I'm thinking of another. How about a movie? Or not only a movie. This thing has so many comics and movies. So many of them. And it's definitely something I love dearest. Asterix and Obelix. I love them so fucking much. They have to go to S tier. Like where I'm from, they're basically really big. Like if you're from my country, you definitely know them. Almost definitely. And if you don't, read Read the damn Asterix comics or at least watch the movies. They are so good. Okay. What could we take next? What movie or show could we take next? Any suggestions in chat? No? What did I watch as a kid? Okay. Since I don't know how to move on further, there are a lot of shows. A lot of you probably don't know. For example, this show. It was cutesy and all. Creative, big part of my childhood and one of the characters. And a big inspiration for what I am doing now. Which is making cartoons. Well, none of them are yet public, but like they're work in progress. So just give it a wait. Maybe a few years, like 1 to 2, maybe 5. Anyways, because of how big of an inspiration it is, it's gonna be up there next to Ramshak and Hilua. Also, Hilua boss is such a good, funny pun on Hell of a boss. Anyways. The Clown Prince, fantastic. It's based on the Little Prince. And if you are ready with the Little Prince, let's take this movie by the same name, but it's completely unrelated to the show. Let's see, Til Schweiger. Interesting. It's a good movie, don't get me wrong. Really cutesy. Haven't watched it in years. But like, it deserves a B tier. I feel like I'm pretty open with them. Like none of them is just E tier. None of them is terrible. Let's move on to Family Guy. About that, I'm gonna say I do not have anything against the people behind any of these. This is only a subjective opinion about the show itself. Not about anything behind the scenes, bad or good. Because this is one of my least favorite shows. Although I'm impressed by the creator of it, what is his name again? Seth MacFarlane. I'm impressed by him. And his skills. But it's just not a show I like. The same can't be said about the next show. By the same creator. Some of you may be able to guess already. It's none other than American Dad. It's also a meh show, but definitely better than Family Guy, so it's gonna go into D tier. Just not a show I'd be willing to watch. More like something I just randomly watch on TV, which it was also intended to be, I suppose. Next one. Pretty good show. Or like, yeah, I haven't watched it in a while. I do plan to rewatch it. Rick and Morty. It's a crazy show. I can't describe it any other as crazy. It is certainly an experience. Good or bad is depending on the person. Although some seasons are better than others. My personally favorite seasons I've watched 5 and 6, maybe 4 too. Anyways, let's put this on D tier. Now a really adorable show. which similar to Dead End has a book series. Fun fact, Dead End has a book series, and so does this one, Hilda. Although, never mind. I'm not gonna talk about the community. The show itself is really cutesy and all. I love it. It's gonna go next to The Little Prince. S-tier has almost no space anymore. Let's think of another show I've used to watch or something. Yeah, this show will do. Didn't watch it too often, but still a good show. Robin Hood, 3D animated. It's interesting. There were a few extra characters like the dragon hamster, and the princess could actually do magic. And yeah, it was interesting. I liked it. B tier. Simply because I can't recall a lot. What were some bad shows I've watched? I really can't think of any bad ones. Let me think. If my one viewer has any suggestion, please give it to me. I am all out. Almost all out, I'm thinking right now. I know. No, never mind. No clue why this show doesn't air anymore or is anywhere available to buy or some shit. It was one of my favorites ever. Oh, I'm not even from your country yet. I still know about Asterix. Yeah, it's fantastic. Anyways, good for vampires. How it was called in my country, Die Schule der kleinen Vampire. It's really funny. If you haven't watched, you've missed out. The whole show is on YouTube, although under its German name and in German. It was so cute. I absolutely loved it. It was. I absolutely loved like that one character, Polidori. It's probably one of the. And it's gonna. I did. Fuck! This. S-tiers don't have space anymore. That's a shame. So. Fuck. Okay, no books, no operas, cartoons, and stuff. Almost only. I mean, I did make an exception for the Fallout show. So let's do Futurama. Haven't watched the new seasons all too much, but I saw the biggest part of it, which was pretty good. I liked it a lot. Although, same problem as The Simpsons, it's way too long. Although it gets one up on The Simpsons because I just liked it better. Regenwürmer gegessen. Oh, let's continue with fantasy. How about Disenchantment? This show was awesome. And it was shorter than both other shows by that guy. Das ist a solid 8 hier. Voran gegangen. es ist immer gewesen. Let's think. I'm still taking witches. How about Lego Chima? I'm not expecting a lot of people to know this show, but it was fantastic. I loved it, especially the final season. The posters, by the way, from the final season. I think the season with the Scorpions was my favorite of those. It definitely was good, but no masterpiece, let's be honest. And if you're already at Chima, let's also do Ninjago. We're also gonna rate the movie separately. What the actual fuck was that for? Never mind. Yeah, let's take this. This was the last season I watched with like really watched with like the Time Brothers. It was fun till then. Afterwards I didn't really watch. But from what I've seen, it's also gonna go on the same level with like Chima. It definitely wasn't a bad show. Let's also rate the movie. Because you'll hate me for that, I'm sure, but like I absolutely despise that movie. It's gonna go right down to Family Guy. I genuinely don't like it at all. It had some fun moments and all, but still, I did not like it. Also, my bias towards disliking Warner Brothers may or may not plays a part in it, especially more than one. I know that movie isn't particularly from more than one, but still. Let's do the Lego movie if we already do something Lego. And this movie I actually pretty much liked. I saw it. This was actually the first movie ever I've saw in cinema. So it's getting up here. Let's also go with this second one, which I also liked a lot. It was really good, but like my issue with it is the time travel. Let's go on B tier because of the time travel. Trust me, I'm not the biggest fan of superheroes or time travel. How's that one called again? That one show? I forgot the name. Never mind. Okay, if we are already at Lego, we at least got to also bring in the Lego Batman one. Shouldn't we? Quite frankly, I did not like that movie all that much, but I also didn't particularly dislike it. Let's put it next to the Lego movie too. Let's get to an interesting one. Also Lego show I thought to be quite interesting. What a shame it got discontinued. It wasn't the worst, but also not the best. Let's put it also there. Like the shows and movies Lego makes are quite average in my opinion. Also, let's put it underneath that one. So, yeah. I absolutely love the sets though. I grew up with Legos and Playmobil. Anyways, uh, let's think. Let's think of another one I can put somewhere. Let's make another exception. Side note again, this is entirely subjective and you all are entitled to your own opinions. Anyways, the D&D movie. I did not like the movie. It's going down. I just thought it to be really boring. And I enjoy opera. I do not know if it's an insult to opera or not. But frankly, I think it was, and I'm sorry to opera. Not the person, but definitely. Also, for the next one, let's make another exception for live action because I did see that live action one. Only the first season though. It's Squid Game. I only watched the first season of Squid Game, and I'm gonna say I did understand the message about anti-capitalism, but quite frankly, it gets undermined massively by the fact of how much merchandise and shit they did made. Beast Games, fucking hell, that. I feel like so many people didn't get the message of this show. The show itself, though, it was pretty okay. Not any of my favorites, but it was pretty okay. How about this show? The first season of Pokemon. It's the only one I actually really watched actively. This one's gonna get. This one's hard. I absolutely love Bulbasaur and Pikachu. I'm heavily biased towards Bulbasaur. Also, like earlier, you can still give some suggestions for cartoons. Anyways, Pokemon is getting down here. I was never a big Pokemon nerd. Something I found ironic is after the release of the new Mario movie, how people started hating on it and loving on the previously seemingly quite hated old Mario movie. And quite frankly, now I want to watch the old Mario movie. So let's take this Mario movie. I liked it a lot, but like, oh fuck. Let's put it over here. Somewhere. Yeah, let's put it over here. When we're already at the Mario movie, how about the Sonic movie? The first one. I haven't watched the other ones yet. Fun fact! In the German version of the Sonic movie, The voice actor of Johnny Sonic was a well-known YouTuber over here. Julian Bam, which is neat. The movie was fantastic. And I'm gonna put it, let's put it over here. Still taking suggestions for movies and stuff. Okay. This is already pretty good, I think. Holy shit, I forgot about one. I can't believe people are simping over this character. But fair. Some people have weird tastes. I have weird tastes, obviously. One of the A-tier shows, Deep States, is one of the most confusing shows I've ever watched. Anyways, next one is Salad Fingers. Some of you probably know it. I like it a lot. It's pretty weird and creepy. It's gonna go up here next to Squid Game. None of these shows are perfect. Almost none of these shows are perfect. I'm talking about Asterix. This is pretty close to perfect for me. Which is, by the way, a joke. A few are pretty close to perfect for me, even if they're not an S tier. And quite frankly, I would wanna put some shows way lower down. I'm speaking of the Ninjago movie. Anyways, you can also really good see my split between the Ninjago show and the movie. Let me fingers. Oh, I got some more. Absolute. No. What was the name of that show? This show is, surprisingly enough, kind of hated from what I saw. Personally, I like it though. Nostalgia probably plays a role. It's a Garfield show. I personally like it. It generally felt like Garfield kind of cares about John in there. Which is the reason why probably, well, in the comics he kind of never cared about him. I'm so sorry for those I just put stuff above. And quite frankly, if there's no suggestion, I'm gonna wrap it up very soon, but not right now. I just saw another show I really wanna put in. Or a few. Shira. So many hateable and lovable characters in there, I swear. Personally, I like Shadow Weaver for some reason. I know she's like one of the most evil and ominous characters in the show, but I like villains. And Entrapped is also very cool. And I genuinely have a thing for villains in general. Let's put it above deep states. How about a shorter show now? Which apparently has a game which is a surprise to me. The show is definitely not perfect, but it's silly. Exploding kittens. Devil Cat and God Cat. It's basically about God who was kind of a dick, so they banished him to Earth as a cat. It was a super silly show. It's going to get beat here. I gotta rewatch it. Is there another one I can put in? Ah, yeah. Go Wild Mission Wilderness, or like most of you will know it as Wildcrats. It's a good show and all. Very educational. It's gonna get over here. Somewhere. Sorry, Stone. It's a good show. The next show is to be very childish since it was just a silly kids show I liked as a little kid. Zoe und Zoe's Zauberschrank. It was just cute. Although it's a kids show and all. I also got to rewatch the catch. Okay. Anyways, this is a pretty average show. Average kids show. Oh, Kim Possible. Okay, let's do it after Zoe's. So it's gonna go down here. Nothing for me anymore, but like, if you have a little kid or something, regardless of gender and stuff, let's show them this Zoe's Zauberschrank. It was super cute. And about Kim Possible, yeah, let's move on to that one. I actually watched that show as a kid. Uh, 61 already. 60 shows already. Anyways, Kim Possible. That one's hard to put. Not because it's bad, it varies in quality, but because look how much I already have. Let's put a beat here. Bam. Holy shit, I could use this as an inspiration wall, for real. Any other show you think I may watched or may not have watched? I like putting more on here. Anyways, sorry I got distracted for a second. Where were we? Kim Possible, right? Yeah. A second show and all. I did like Shigo and all. I just haven't watched in a way too long time. What about Murphy's Law? Okay, let's put in